Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. If you missed my last episode, you can catch it over on the Crew Podcast YouTube as well as the Free Texas Campaign YouTube. Want to encourage you guys to make sure that you go over and subscribe to the Free Texas Campaign YouTube. You can also like, follow, and share us right here on Facebook where you can stay up to date to some of the different individuals' cases that is coming through here. Here's some of the inspirational messages that are coming through here. Just we're tapping in and we're giving those that want to be heard an opportunity to be heard, because we are the change that we desire to see. And there's some changes that need to be made, and we're being that voice. So, of course, for those that do not know who I am the queen of collaboration across these social media streets. My name is Angela Thomas. I utilize my platform to bring awareness to various topics, those things that I advocate for, those things that I am very passionate about, and I share my perspective and give those an opportunity to share their perspective. Y'all, we are the change that we want to see in this world. So I'm going to move out the way and allow my guest to come on, share just a little bit about himself and what he would like for you guys to know on today. If you would, Mr. Ayala, if you would, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Angela. Good morning. And to your listeners as well, I pray that God blesses all of you and your families with His peace, love, and abundance. My name is Ayala, and for those of you that have not heard of me before, I've come to San Antonio. I've been incarcerated for nearly 25 years. I've been spent 21 of those years on this unit, and I've been privileged to be a witness and to be part of the change that has happened here. And currently, I have a job assignment as a peer educator, and I'm able to walk around the whole unit and teach classes and work with people and helping them understand the situations in life. And one of the things that before we get to your questions, I would like to share. Last time I was here 2 weeks ago, we talked about the interfaith retreat and the interfaith community here. The Cali Interfaith Community is a collection of the 6 largest faith groups on the unit, which includes the Catholics, Protestant Christians, Muslims, Native Americans, Sabbatarians, and Eastern religion, which includes Buddhists and Taoism. And we're working together for the last almost 10 years now and trying to help change the negative culture of this unit. We agree to disagree on doctrine, and we work for the common good. And this retreat was the first retreat we've had since COVID. This was number 7. And although I can say that I was rusty in its management, J.J. Garza, A.K.A. he did a great job coordinating. The inside team did a great job in their roles. The testimonies were great. The faith overviews were wonderful. The feedback from the participants and the ways that the questions were asked and answered, everything went well, very well. The administration was very helpful. The chaplaincy, even the kitchen, which they served special meals for the whole unit on behalf of this retreat. And for those 2 days, those 5 meals that they basically fixed up for the whole unit. And so the whole unit got blessed while we were having this retreat. And it was an example of collaboration. It was an example of, okay, let's disagree on our differences, but there's a lot of things we have in common. And let's focus on the commonalities and work together and to find each other and see what further we can do. And the beauty of that retreat is that you normally don't have people that would workshop, which is a faith-based self-development course. And so we help them understand a little bit more about themselves, and we let them understand a little bit more about the faith that they might be interested in pursuing. And then the hope is that they continue that, after the retreat with the classes that we have or any type of services that are already provided by the HYC. So it went very well, and I'm very proud of you guys. And I'm looking forward to hopefully having some doubling up the amount of retreats we have on every year from one retreat a year to two retreats. And so it's something to pray about, definitely. So I'm open to any questions that you have as far as regarding the intellectual stuff.
So yeah, I do have a couple of questions. So I know outside of the retreat, um, what else are they? What else do they have in place that could help individuals that may be struggling? I know the retreat was a good place for people to mentally release some things, spiritually release some things. Um, this is Suicide Awareness Month as well as Prison Awareness Month, two things that I'm passionate about as a suicide attempt survivor. Oftentimes, like to share about that. Um, I was privy to a video of a young lady that had opportunity to speak in front of a panel. They were talking about some things that were going on in TDCJ. Her husband lost his life. I want to say he passed away in June, and I want to say he was in the Conley unit because the group that I'm in is a unit. Is for the Conley unit. It's called the loved ones, wives, girlfriend, and loved ones of the Conley unit. So mostly everyone that's in that group is has loved ones that are on the Conley unit. She expressed that there had been about 130 something deaths within the TDCJ. So I was just wondering, what is the mental capacity? What kind of services do they offer individuals that may be struggling? Because I know that being in a prison environment, because I know that y'all are not treated with the utmost respect and treated like um, could be treated like animals at times. Um, and I know that that is not easy on you guys, and then especially some of you guys that have been doing some time. So if you would share a little bit about the services that you have, and if you don't have services, what are some of the alternatives to having those professional services that you guys may offer?
One of the things that, there's a baseline, right? And the baseline is that prison by nature is a very negative and oppressive place. Like energy, the worst conditions are here. So there's the mentality, the spirit, the hope of everything that we have is tested on a day-to-day basis. So, there's been our human nature. If you were to go look at the Stanford test many years ago, decades ago, and it ended up being called the Lucifer effect, right? When a group of students were broken up into two halves, one were prison guards and were prisoners, and they basically role played. And they had to be stopped because the ones who were playing the prison guards were taking advantage of the ones playing the prisoners. And it showed something where, if you gave certain people the ability to have authority over others, that, bad things can happen. Right? And that's the state of things again. And there's some places in the world where it's worse, right? But in here, it might not be very idea. One was in County, one was in the transfer facility. When I came down into a regular ID, this was a survival of the fittest. If you were not mentally or physically prepared, you weren't going to make it. The standard rule was you either pay for protection or you fight. You fight for pay. Right? Among others, those are the biggest one. So, for example, I shared previously that the only way I was able to make myself was that I was willing to go the extra mile, and I wasn't really willing to hurt somebody just to be safe. Right? So that mentality had to change, and in time it did change, and the environment has changed with it. Right? So I'll say that when I came down in 2000, when I was in county jail back in '99, I wanted to put together some programs for the guys in the county jail. I've always been a guy to put programs together. I'm an active guy, and they pretty much passed that. Kids and six months to work. And then I came to the prison system in Garza East, and I presented there, and they called me down to the warden's office and told me that I had to wait to get to the regular ID unit. So then I get the regular ID unit, I presented there, and they started calling me a Luis wannabe, right? If you don't know who Luis is, he's the one that filed the lawsuit back in the late 80s, 70s about the building tenders. And they harassed me for many, many years behind that. I wanted to do something good, wanted to help people, right? And we would get together in the day rooms and have little classes, like little circles, and they break us up thinking we're having a gang meeting. We do in the backyards. And they break us up over there. And this was this unit. So, I witnessed the amount of change that the system itself has had in accepting these types of changes and these types of movements, right? And it's been harder. Nothing like that was easy. It took a lot of consistency. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And so when I made my full conversion back into the faith back in 2008, the chaplaincy was doing a lot of things, but there was nothing outside the chapel. You have to go to the chapel to participate in anything else positive. So now we're able to take things out of the chapel, take things out of the education department. As I was saying, I'm being educated. I'm able to move on the whole unit, and we can do things on the sections, on the day rooms, at the cells. We can't go in the cells, but we can be at the cell doors, like we do in closed custody, and say, and we help, facilitate programs there, and we help discuss certain things that they might be struggling with. And I think that is the biggest key to the change that's happening, change the culture, because they're able to meet them where they're at, right? And the way the system has worked to facilitate that, there's an office that was created last year sometime. It's called the Self Harm Prevention Office, okay? And it has to do with dealing with people with high suicidal risk. So there is a movement by the system to address these issues, right? And as a volunteer walker, there's peer educators, field ministers, and life coaches. We're part of that self-harm prevention office, and they give us certain amount of names that are on the list, and they divvy it up. And we go and we meet with these men every week. includes things whether they have visits, whether they get mail, whether they make phone calls, whether they have go to church activities, whether they have had suicidal attempts, whether they're coming up with parole, where they're housed. There's 13 points of criteria that once they meet this threshold, hospital puts them on this list. And then they send the list to the unit, and the unit, the self-harm prevention officer, divvies it up amongst all of the tier waters, and we have a list that we go over every week, and we try to address these issues. Unfortunately, the men who have committed suicide recently, this past year, were not part of that criteria. These were things that, I'm not going to say caught us off guard, but they weren't part of our field of vision. Right? And that goes to show that there's no cookie cutter process that can determine whether somebody is suicidal or not. It could be a multitude of reasons. And I go around and I talk to a multitude of people. Everybody has their own miseries and their own problems and their own struggles. I kind of shared that with you the last time. And the thing is, the key to that is us getting out there as inmates, as offenders, as going out there with our brothers and white, and being available to them, right? Because they will not talk to the officers the way they talk to us, right? And a lot of times, they don't open up too freely with us either. If they don't know us, it takes time to develop a relationship for something to open up. That's really is with that. But those are the things that are happening here on the unit, and so those are things that we're personally involved with. And the basic thing is that we're in a bad place. We try our best to make the best out of it. Your conditions are a lot of ways self-determined. I can make this my training ground for a career in personal development, social work, or I can sit here and just watch TV all day. I could make this into my seminary. I can make this into my university. I can make this time into anything that I feel that's going to benefit me in the future. So those are the ideas that we press. We press the idea. The truth, the reality, is that there is hope, and we have the potential. Each or not, we have guys who are wonderful artists, wonderful writers. They have great business plans. They have great ways to develop their speaking skills. They have so many different things that we can use here. And a lot of it isn't just there for the taking. You have to look. You have to push. You have to move some things, move the bushes. And one of the things that I believe that we're doing here on the unit is we're showing that it's possible to do that. A lot of guys don't know that it's okay to go and move the bushes. They don't know that there's a door behind this corner over here. And what we do, we're able to give them the example that they need to do that. Right? And help them find their identity. I'm a firm believer that if the person has a strong identity, you're not going to feel the need to escape reality with drugs or alcohol, or you're not going to need to escape life by committing suicide.
Right.
And again, that's not a cookie cutter issue, but it's possible to at least start with that. Right? So that's a long-winded answer to your question, but I'm sorry. I can go on and on. any other questions?
No, I was just, I see that question come up a lot, and then it's like I say, it's suicide awareness month, and then prison awareness month, and then I know currently y'all are on a statewide lockdown. And you mentioned something. You said if people understood who they were, they knew their identity, that they wouldn't have to turn to these drugs and turn to these different things. Um, but drugs have become a serious problem inside the prison system. And, I keep telling them, they're looking at the inmates, but they need to look at some of these workers because where some of these places are located, it's hard for inmates to be getting drugs in. So they need to be looking at the
Oh, sure.
whole system, period. They need to look at some of these officers, and they need to look at the people that they have in the power because trust and believe, somebody bringing it in, and it ain't the inmates.
Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah, and there's a Shakespeare, quote from Shakespeare. He says, if you want to see the script of society, you have to prison gates, you have to change the guards. Right?
inmates.
And, that's true in a lot of ways. There are some good officers that really care about what we do. There's some officers that don't.
Right.
And the thing is, one way or the other, prison is full of criminals on both sides, right?
Right.
You have the inmates who are the market and are the source of the transactions, and you have the ones who are willing to feed that transactions, the ones that are willing to feed that market. So the best thing that we can do, and that I try to do, is focus on the product. I could be in a day room, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in that day room, right? There's people getting drunk, people getting high, people doing a whole bunch of crazy things. I focus on the positive. And I tell this guy, so look, I can't stop. I can't stop. Right? But if you want that, if you want to do that and ruin your life, hey, more power to you, brother. I'm here for the person that wants to change his life. And I go over there and I focus on those guys. And in time, my hope is that we, in that day room, can be a light for these guys. Because this is all they know. They're in one room all day long. All day long. Every day. In one little day room. Staring at each other. Bored. It's crazy. That's the reality. So they try to things like that. So say somebody takes the time to want to explore who he is and find something. I want to be a truck driver. Well, there's no truck that you can drive here. There's a few books that you can read. So try to find these different avenues. Um, and when when we look at there's always going to be something there we're going to be focused on. Always. The shit's like doing, trying to shoot a fish in a barrel. You want to find something negative or prison, it's going to be there. And there's also a lot of positive. There's also a lot of positive. There's guys really making a difference here. I work with a lot of them. And the deer walking in the chapel, and I have firsthand knowledge about these positive changes. And the administration, the system is giving us a little bit of latitude. I mean, we're not different from anybody else. I mean, we're locked down with them. We're going to get shaken down with them. We're inmates. But they give us a little bit of latitude to do what we do. And we're very serious about what we do. And we're very hopeful that it's going to help transform the culture of this unit. And hopefully it's going to be a model that can be duplicated in other units. And that's one thing I would like to share with you on this basis.
About 1 minute left.
I started this letter basically for guys who are on parole, my brothers, and just sharing things that they're going good on this unit. So if they would like, if your listeners would like to reach out to me and they can receive this letter, if they're curious, they can feel free to do so. Hopefully you can get a way to do that. I don't know how to do that, but if they can do that. And I can share stuff like that also as well. But I'm running out of time, so I'll leave it there.
Well, thank you for stopping by again. Of course, we do this every Monday, so yeah, hopefully you'll get a chance to come back on next Monday. I tell you, if you have been blessed by anything that have been shared on today, y'all, please share this in your circle of influence. You never know what the next person may need because they may have a family member that is incarcerated, and they just need this word of encouragement, this uplifting, this what we're sharing. So I want to encourage you guys to please make sure that you are following the Free Texas campaign. We have a YouTube page, we have a Facebook page, there's an email address, and we currently have a petition now because the state of Texas needs to be held accountable for all of the wrongdoing that has been going on behind closed doors within this judicial system here in the state of Texas. So I urge you guys to be a voice, to allow your voice to speak and be heard. Um, we're gonna end this segment. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be right back with my next person.